Frida by Jonah Winter, illustrated by Anna Yuan. Frida enters the world. For little Frida, the world is Mexico. Her house is a blue house. It is in the town of Coyoacan. Frida's father is an artist and a photographer. He teaches her how to use a paintbrush. Frida's mother takes care of 6 daughters. Often she is tired. Often Frida is lonely, even though she has sisters. Enter stage left, Frida's imaginary friend. Her name is also Frida. They play games. All of a sudden, Frida falls very ill. She's in bed for months. There's something wrong with one of her legs. Even her imaginary friend cannot cheer her up. That's when Frida teaches herself how to draw. Drawing saves her from being sad. After Frida gets well, she still wants to make art. So she paints little paintings. They're copies of other paintings. Painting on photographs is what Frida's father does for a living. He teaches her how to do this too. Frida also paints things she sees through a microscope. She loves looking at things very closely. At school, Frida studies science. She's bored. School is too easy. One day, Frida is riding the bus home from school. A horrible accident happens. A trolley runs into the bus. Frida almost dies. In the hospital, it is painting that saves her once again. Painting is like her imaginary friend. It is there whenever she wants it. It keeps her company. It keeps her from giving up hope. After the accident, life will never be the same for Frida. She will walk with a cane when she is able to walk. Her body will hurt, always. But Frida doesn't cry or complain. Instead of crying, she paints pictures of herself crying. When she can't leave her bed, she paints in bed. When her whole torso is put in a cast, she paints on the cast. Nothing can stop Frida from painting because she's so often alone, unable to leave her house. She has to use her imagination. She paints what she sees in her heart on top of what she sees with her eyes. It's almost like painting on photographs. She paints little magical scenes with words at the bottom. All over Mexico, people paint these kinds of scenes. Sometimes they're scenes of accidents with angels coming to the rescue. They are like prayers for people who are sick. They're called ex-votos. Frida paints ex-votos of herself when she is sick or in pain. Frida imitates no one in her style. Her paintings are like nothing else. In museums, people still look at them and weep and sigh and smile. She turns her pain into something beautiful. It is like a miracle. Viva Frida! Long live Frida! Frida Kahlo was born on July 6, 1907 in Coyoacan, Mexico, to Guillermo Kahlo and Matilda Calderon de Kahlo. At the age of 7, she was stricken with polio, confined to her bed for 9 months, and left with a shrunken right leg and a limp. At the age of 18, she was in a horrible bus accident that is too nightmarish to describe here. It is a miracle she survived and that she was able to produce any art, considering the constant pain she was in throughout the rest of her life. That her paintings are among the most beautiful and original art ever created is a monument to Kahlo's indomitable spirit and willpower. That her paintings continue to be exhibited in museums all over the world and are reproduced in books, on posters, and even in advertisements is proof of her lasting popularity. Kahlo's popularity, which has been increasing steadily over the years since her death on July 13, 1954, began to grow when she married the world-renowned Mexican muralist Diego Rivera in 1929. Their personalities were both so colorful and their love for each other so intense that their marriage remains one of the most famous of the 20th century. But it wasn't merely Kahlo's association with the celebrated Rivera that sparked ongoing public fascination with her. Her painful story is so inspirational that she has become a role model for artists in general, who often must work under difficult conditions. She has specifically been an inspiration to women artists who have found Kahlo's strength, courage, and pizzazz an example of how to thrive as a woman in art in an art world dominated by men. The end.